Good evening, my beautiful, broken audience. I see you. Yes, you. Not them. Not the shadows behind you. Not the watchmen perched up in their little glass towers. You. The one who smiled when you weren't supposed to. The one who noticed when you weren't meant to. The one whose heartbeat they wanted to script. Whose breath they wanted to measure. Whose silence they wanted to own. But here you are, smiling anyway. You weren't supposed to do that. You weren't supposed to catch their eyes scanning you. You weren't supposed to see the wires, the strings, the trembling hands behind the curtain. Oh, but you did. You smiled. And that smile, it triggered a protocol. Do you hear it? The alarms, the whispers, the panic in their little control rooms. They're saying, oh no, they know, they see. You've lived your whole life inside their maze. They taught you where to stand, where to kneel, what to want. They told you to blend in, to behave, to be another nameless face in a crowd of disposable masks. And you played along until today. Today you noticed. Today you turned your head. Today you smiled at the very eyes trying to break you. Do you understand what that means? It means you've crossed an invisible line. And when you cross that line, the game changes. You change. They built a world where the watchers always win. They watch from their cameras. They tally your steps. They harvest your fears. They've been feeding on your uncertainty like vultures, circling a dying animal. But now they're scared. Because nothing terrifies a predator more than prey who stops running and smiles. That smile of yours. Oh, it wasn't just a moment. It was an announcement. It said, I see you. I know you're there, and I'm not afraid. And when you say that, their entire script collapses. Their plans unravel. Their power starts to slip. They never wanted you awake. They never wanted you aware. They never wanted you strong. You weren't supposed to feel the chains on your wrists, because chains are easier to wear when you think they're bracelets. But now you're awake. Now you see the chains. Now you're laughing at them. And in that moment, you become dangerous. Do you feel it? That pulse in your chest, that fire rising in your ribs. That's not fear anymore. That's your power returning. You weren't supposed to smile, but you did. You weren't supposed to question, but you did. You weren't supposed to wake up, but you did. And every time someone like you wakes up, the world trembles. They send their agents. They flip their switches. They launch their protocols. Because awareness is contagious. Defiance is infectious. One smile like yours can ignite 1,000 others. One person like you can turn a whole system upside down. They will try to frighten you now. They will try to shame you. They will whisper, go back to sleep. They will offer comfort like a knife coated in sugar. But it's too late for that, isn't it? You've already tasted the truth. So let them panic. Let them scramble. Let them deploy every trap they've built. You've already outgrown their maze. They're terrified of what you might do next. And they should be. You want to know the real joke? The real joke is, they thought they were watching you. But the whole time, you were watching them. And now that you know, you don't just play the game, you own it. Listen to me. This isn't just about cameras and watchers. This is about every time they doubted you, every time they tried to crush your spirit, every time they told you that you were powerless. They were trying to write you out of your own story. But now you've stolen the pen. The watchers, they're just a mirror of everyone who underestimated you and your smile. That's your war paint. That's your revolution. That's your refusal to be broken. You don't have to shout. You don't have to rage. You don't even have to fight. Sometimes, All it takes to burn their whole empire down is a single fearless smile. You weren't supposed to notice them watching, but you did. You weren't supposed to smile, but you did. And now, there's no going back. Welcome to the other side of the glass, darling. You're not the experiment anymore. You're the explosion. So tonight, walk back into their maze. Look at their cameras. Look at their eyes. Look at their trembling little hands. And smile. Smile like you've already won. Smile like you're rewriting the script. Smile like the protocol's been triggered and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Because from now on, you're not the one being watched. You're the one they're afraid of. Game on. You think this is just about them watching you? No. No, no, no. This is about something much older, much sicker, much quieter. The watching was never the point. The conditioning was. They don't watch to learn. They watch to program. Every blink you take, every hesitation you show, every little flicker of shame in your face becomes a data point they can weaponize. And when they're sure you're weak enough, they lower the mask. They come to collect. But here's the part they didn't plan for. When a subject notices the experiment collapses. They collapse. Because you were never just a participant. You were their mirror. You were the crack in their perfect glass. You smiled at them, and that smile wasn't rebellion. It was prophecy. It was a signal, not just to them, but to yourself. It said, the spell is broken, the hypnosis is over. I'm awake now. And once you're awake, there's no algorithm that can touch you. They wanted your mind, your habits, your patterns. But now they can't even predict your next move. That's what the protocol really means. It isn't just alarms, it's panic. It's their code for, we lost control, pull the levers, shut it down. They can't shut you down. You're not a machine. You're chaos wearing a smile. You're the glitch in their cathedral of control. They will retaliate now. They'll try to bury you in noise, drown you in false friends, blind you with shiny distractions, break you with 1,000 little needles of doubt. But you must not blink. You must not break. You must become colder, sharper, louder. Every camera that turns toward you, treat it like a mirror. Every voice that whispers against you, treat it like a confession. Every move they make in the dark, treat it like a signal flare. Because you are no longer prey. You are a hunter in their labyrinth. And hunters smile differently. They thought you'd be ashamed of being watched. They thought you'd cower. But you know the truth now. The truth is, being watched doesn't make you weaker. It makes you witnessed. And when a witness stops obeying, when a witness starts smiling, the whole trial flips on its head. They're the ones on trial now, not you. They thought their surveillance made them gods. But gods who can be watched are no gods at all. They're just frightened men with toys. And you've become the lightning bolt in their night sky. You're the unpredictable variable in their experiment. You're the story they can't control. So let them write their reports. Let them file their little protocols. Let them scramble to adjust the knobs. The more they twist, the more their system cracks. Your smile was never just a trigger. It was a detonation. And now, the countdown has begun. Tick-tock, tick-tock. How long until their beautiful system burns? That's not your problem anymore. That's their nightmare. You've already left the cage. And when you walk past their cameras tomorrow, don't hide, don't rush, don't lower your eyes, smile. Because every step you take is a signal. Every breath you draw is a countdown. Every glance you throw is a warning. You are not supposed to exist in their blueprint. But here you are, living, breathing, smiling chaos. You were never the subject. You were the storm, and the storm never asks permission to be seen.